Dear students, now we will see the series connection of two LTI systems. So with respect to that, we will learn associative and commutative property. You know the associative property, if I take a three variables A, B, C, then if I write like this A into B into C, then it will be equal to AB into C. So this is your associative property. And commutative property is AB is equal to BA, that is A into B is equal to B into A. So this is your regular algebra properties. Okay, so with respect to LTI system, here instead of A you will be having x of t. Okay, convolution B means h1 of t, convolution of C means h2 of t. Okay, so this is equal to x of t convolution h1 of t. Okay, so this whole thing is convolution with your C. C is h2 of t. And AB, BA we are going to write it as h1 of t convolution h2 of t is equal to h2 of t convolution h1 of t. But this is also correct. X of t, okay, convolution h of t is equal to h of t convolution of x of t. All these are your commutative properties. And in the convolution, always remember whichever the signal we will write at the second, that should be folded and shifted. For example, if I write the definition, means it is tau minus infinity to plus infinity x of tau h of t minus tau d tau. So for this, if I want to write the definition, tau minus infinity to plus infinity h of tau x of t minus tau d tau. So see here, x of t occurs second, so I will be folding and shifting that is x of t minus tau. Here this is the second term, so I will be writing like this. So when we use h1 of t, h2 of t means, then here it is h of tau, okay, h1 of tau, and this is h2 of t minus tau. So like that we should write the definitions. Using this concept, now we will see when the two LTI systems are connected in series, then how these properties can be proved and what is the total impulse response. See, the cascade or series connection of systems. So here I have taken the two LTI systems with impulse response h1 of t, h2 of t connected in series. Okay, two systems connected in series. So the intermediate output, that is output of first LTI system, we name it as z of t. Okay, z of t is the output of first system and it acts as an input to the second LTI system in the series. So output y of t is given by what? Z of t convolution h2 of t, that I have written. So again we will apply the definition of your convolution, tau minus infinity to plus infinity z tau h2 of t minus tau d tau. Okay, and what is z of t now? Z of t is nothing but x of t convolution of h1 of t. Okay, so the next step is we have to express z of t in terms of x of t. So directly we can't use the variable t now, so instead we will use tau variable. So variable v is used as the variable of integration in the convolution integral. Okay, so since I am writing in terms of tau, so we will be using v here. It is similar like this. See here we are writing in terms of t, so here we use the variable as tau. Now I have to express this z of tau in terms of x of tau. So for that purpose, so x of t convolution h1 of t, now I am writing this as x of tau h1 of tau. Since I am using tau here, so I need one variable, that's why I have written in terms of v. Okay, again the same definition, but here the variable is different. V is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of v h1 of tau minus v dv. So call this as equation 2. Okay, now we have to substitute equation 2 in equation 1. So we have to substitute for z of tau. See, in the equation 1 we have z of tau. So for this z of tau, we will substitute your equation 2. So if I do like that, I will get a equation like this. The next mathematical operation we have to do is, we have to just perform the change of variable and interchange the integrals. Okay, so perform the change of variables means, here instead of t minus v, I will be writing in terms of eta. So n is equal to, or eta is equal to tau minus v. So this is the change of variable what I am doing. So if I do like that, then tau will be equal to eta plus v. Here v is again a constant. Okay, so if you observe this, then since we have done the change of variables, so we differentiate this with respect to tau. So I will be getting d tau by d tau, so this is 1, d eta by d tau, so this is a constant, I will get 0. So from this I will be getting d tau is equal to d eta. Similarly, when tau is varying from minus infinity, then your eta becomes minus infinity. When tau is plus infinity, eta is also plus infinity. The reason is simple, because tau is equal to eta plus v. Okay, if tau is infinity, eta will also be equal to infinity. Okay, now interchange the integrals. So now this integral will come this side and this will come this side along with the change of variables. Okay, so now what happens, I have interchanged this integral, so this will come this side. Okay, and now instead of tau, what I have to write? Eta plus v. So here I am writing eta plus v is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. So here instead of tau minus v, this becomes eta. Okay, h2 of t minus eta minus v, because here instead of minus tau, what we have to write? Minus tau is nothing but minus eta minus v. So like this we have written. Now here see, so eta plus v is equal to minus infinity, isn't it? If I send this v this side also, this becomes what? Anything added with infinity is infinity only. It can be plus infinity or minus infinity. So instead of n plus v, now I can write just only eta. Okay, so call this as equation 3. So the inner integral is identified as the convolution of h1 of t and h2 of t evaluated at t minus v. See, if you observe this, they represents, if you clearly observe this, this represents the definition of convolution integral. See, convolution integral definition is what? Minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so x of tau h t minus tau d tau. Okay, this is the definition when we convolve these two signals. See, if I observe this here, eta is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, h1 of eta. So h2 of, so this I have just rearranged the inside value. So t minus v minus eta. Okay, and this is the eta. Okay, so if you observe these two equations, so here instead of tau I have eta, so instead of tau again eta, so instead of tau again I have eta, so and here instead of d tau I have eta. That means this represents the definition of your convolution integral. So this I can write h1 of eta. Okay, so which is evaluated at what? So t minus v. So here we will write in terms of t, isn't it? X of t convolution or h of t. So this I can write h1 of t minus v. Okay, convolution with h2 of t minus v. So this is evaluated at t minus v. So considering this, okay, so we can directly write the inner integral is identified as the convolution of two sequence evaluated at h of t minus v. So that term is written as h1 of eta h2 t minus v dn. So the same thing I have written here. Now substitute this equation 4 in this equation 3. Then I can write h of t minus v. Okay. So by writing that, okay, so we will get again the definition of convolution integral x of t convolution h of t. Now what is this h of t? Here where h of t is equal to h1 of t convolution of h2 of t. So the total summary of this is what? When we connect two LTI systems in series, the total impulse response is just the convolution of these two. If your system was in parallel, the total impulse response was addition of the individual impulse response. When they are in series, the total impulse response is convolution of these two impulse responses. Okay. Now by you after getting all these things, from these equations we just say, so y of t is equal to x of t convolution h1 of t into convolution. So this I will call it as equation 5. So I will write the equivalent system instead of series. Now I will write the direct equation. Okay. So this is the series connection of system. Now I have to prove your associative property, isn't it? So for that, so first I'll write this property. Impulse response of two LTI systems connected in series is just the convolution of individual impulse response. So next, from the figure, y of t is equal to what? X of t convolution h2 of t. What is z of t? Z of t is nothing but x of t convolution h1 of t. So this is nothing but the what I have written. Okay, y of t is z of t convolution of h2 of t. Now what is this z of t? Z of t is nothing but x of t convolution h1 of t. That's what I have written. Okay. So from this I got this equation. Again from the equivalent diagram, okay, I have this equation. So considering this equation and this equation, directly I can write expression for associative property. X of t h1 of t convolution h2 of t is equal to x of t convolution h1 of t into h2 of t. So this you can view it as a convolution b into convolution c is equal to a convolution of b convolution c. The same remarks you can apply for a digital or discrete time systems, where instead of x of t or the terms will be just x of n convolution h1 of n convolution h2 of n is equal to x of n convolution the whole brackets for h1 of n convolution h2 of t. Thank you.